Now let's understand why many of the natural health programs don't work now. First of all, we have most companies deal with symptom relief. I've got some things in front of me here. I'll be telling you kind of what they're for, but most companies are looking for a product to do a specific symptom relief. You know, that's what they're geared for, a specific task. So you go to your doctor again, you start talking about arthritis, and you say, I've got the pain over here, and they say, well, we've got nutrients called glucosamine sulfate, we've got nutrients for different, you know, whatever your symptom is. There's hundreds of them, thousands of them, companies popping up everywhere. And of course the quality is going to be different for everybody, so you don't really know. I mean, it's the scientific report, it's the study, it's whoever has the best ad. So really we're being manipulated. But everybody knows that the medication and surgery aren't working, so we're all turning to these alternatives and to these, you know, putting out money for this stuff. Even the drug companies are saying that we're losing more money. Listen to this. More money is spent out of pocket every year on supplements than is spent in insurance now. Well, the drug companies don't like that one bit because they own the insurance companies. So they're saying, listen, we got to get our cut, we got to get our money out of this, so they're not making supplements. These people who are making the drugs that kill you now want to say, well, let's make supplements because that's where the money is. So how much quality do you think is going to be there? I'll tell you what, you're going to get what you pay for, on average. Sometimes it's not quite the same, but on average, it's a rule of thumb in life, you're going to get what you pay for. In supplements, it's definitely that way. The highest quality and the highest standards in production are obviously going to cost more. So if you pay $3 for something, you're probably going to get not even $3 out of it. It's probably going to be negative for you. And I'm going to show you something called self-testing so you can get your own body's reaction on how do I find out which product is good for me. It's going to be worth $1 million. It could save your life. Wonderful. Stay right there and I'll show you how to do that. The next thing we've got to do is why most therapies don't work again. They're after symptom relief. We don't want symptom relief. We want to understand why do you get sick to begin with. Let's avoid that process or stop that process and then the symptom goes away. Instead of dealing with let me buy a supplement or a product for all of my different symptoms, which could be, you know, half a dozen. I've seen people come in here with 15 and 30 medications. How many symptoms do you think they have? And if I sold them something natural, I mean, I'd have to have a health food store. Not against the health food stores, but I'm hoping that the goal is for you to find wellness, find out how your body actually works, how it gets sick, how it wants to heal and regenerate instead of just always doing the symptom relief. So let me tell you how disease works. There's 3 major phases in disease. The first one, nutrition becomes depleted. How does that happen? We eat improperly and with the eating improperly, we all know that hamburgers and hot dogs and Doritos and all those things aren't good for you, right? So what is the rule of thumb? Without you having to read the book, The Foundation, rule of thumb is, and on the website that we have, check the website. I've got the nice little documentation, all the different points. I really give it to you in a quick one-page reference so you don't have to read the whole book because some people just don't want to invest that much in themselves, which we'll be talking about the personal responsibility part some more. So diet. If you're eating good, which means anything that grows in the ground. If you believe in creation, we were made from the dust of the earth. Anything that grows in the ground will feed the human body. Anything that's alive. We're a living organism. Try feeding any animal just dead food all the time and see how long they go without any disease. We're used to seeing disease even in our animals because we no longer even feed them good stuff. We just go to the store, get this pre-packaged Purina, Alpo, whatever it is you find, feed it to them, and just wait for your vet bills to start coming. That's just how it works. It's the mentality. We've expected it. But if you give animals and people what they were designed to eat, think about it this way. If you believe in creation, if you created something, would you not know best what would best maintain, heal, help for that person, for that item that you created? Of course. You look at a refrigerator, a dryer, a television, you always have to manufacture. What's the best way to take care of this? If they don't know, who's going to know? They're the ones that designed it. They know how it works and what's supposed to be in there. So you go back to the biblical principles on it all. Well, anything that's alive, if it grows in the ground, it's good for your body. Very simple. That takes away a lot of that gourmet cooking. So I'm going to say it to you. Do I eat perfect all the time? Nope. That's where I'm going to show you what to do with some of the stuff to help back you up, because you can't eat good all the time. I'm not one of these that promotes that you have to be a vegetarian, eating live carrot sticks, keep them in your pocket, because that's what you got to eat for snacks. I'm a realist. I have hamburgers, I have pizza, I have steak sometimes. You can't do everything right in today's world. I run around teaching all over the country. Some people have sales jobs, so you can't live right all the time. We'll talk more about that too. First process of disease is having nutritional deficiency. So we're talking, it's not coming from your diet, and you probably inherited certain deficiencies from your parents, because you can only be whatever your parents were. Nothing more than that. Second thing, toxins accumulate in your body and interfere with the cellular processes. So I've got these cells, let's say my skin cells are supposed to be created every 24 hours. You can go to your bed and your mattress, if you have a good enough kind of vacuum, you can vacuum up, little piles of dead skin. If you knew how to go looking for this stuff, it would be pretty astonishing, scary even. And so I'm thinking to myself, well, how do I regenerate good skin cells? I have a diseased liver, I have a bad kidney, I have my brain, my memory doesn't work anymore. How do I regenerate good stuff in there? Well, you have to have the nutrition, which I'm going to show you a little bit more about. Then we also have to get rid of the toxins that interfere. What are toxins? We have viruses, we have bacteria, we have funguses, we have chemicals. Can you avoid all these toxins? You can't. So again, I'm not one of these that promotes you have to live on the top of a mountain somewhere. I'm going to say you cannot avoid all the toxic waste in life anymore, especially we're not going to eat perfect all the time. On top of that, you've got little particles of insulation coming out of the walls in your house. You think you don't, but they're there. You've got all the little bugs that come off of your animals, little tiny worms, amoebas, heartworms. Medicine will tell you that you can't have a dog heartworm, but you can take your blood, bring it over here, I'll put it under the microscope, and there's a very good chance that I'll see it. We've done it before. So don't necessarily go by the books. All the diseases that are out there can influence the human body, and they do. What makes what we do successful, which most of the time you have to do something called TBA, which I'm going to show you in the following videos. This one is just to give you the foundation. But TBA is good at finding the cause of the problem. The cause of the problem is always going to be a toxic element, not even nutritional deficiency, which is why my hype isn't to sell you a bunch of nutrients, because I try to get people away from that because it doesn't fix the cause of the problem either. Nutrition becomes dormant in your body. Why? Because of these toxic elements. It's the biggest key to health. I'm telling you, it's your $1 million cure. You got to find out, do you have viruses accumulated? Do you have parasites in your body? When these things get into your body, they irritate the tissues, or they stop the tissues from utilizing the nutrients that you're getting. So toxic accumulation is probably the key to really getting well. You're not going to get it from any kind of adjustment, from any kind of nutrient, from any supplement. And let me tell you too, it's not necessarily good to just randomly shotgun these detoxes that people do. I'm going to tell you, especially in the next videos, that you have to do everything in a certain layer. Your body gets sick in a layer and you have to remove the toxins in a certain layer. There's a way to do everything. We'll get into that more. Then we have inherited weaknesses. 3 factors of disease. Nutrition becomes depleted, diet's usually bad, we inherit certain deficiencies from our parents. Usually our parents teach us how to eat whatever diet we grew up on, which is usually bad. Then we have, during our life, all these toxins that accumulate. Let me mention about the toxins. Imagine that I have a trash can, brand new trash can, I'm going to put it over here. Then I'm going to take another trash can and I'm going to put it on this side. I'm going to fill one of my trash cans, we'll take this one here and put garbage in it. I'm going to put Doritos and I'm going to put hot dogs and french fries and whatever all you can think of. The kind of stuff that you eat, I'm going to stick it in there. Now I'm going to take a family of maggots and I'm going to put them here in the center and I'm going to say, where do you want to go? Well, do you think they're going to live in the good trash can or in the trash can full of garbage? Well, our body's the same way. So it's not always about treating the body. The issue of prevention is, how do I make my body not want to accumulate and feed and host all of these disease agents? So the parasites and the viruses and the bacteria and the chemicals and all these things don't want to live in me anymore. You have something called an immune system. And we all think this immune system is working for us all the time. It's not really. Your immune system can only be as good as the accumulation that your body is. So if you're constantly piling all kinds of garbage, your immune system is busy getting rid of the garbage. It doesn't have enough reserves left to fight off all of the critters that you're also feeding and ingesting into your body. Every time you pet your animal, you touch a handrail, I mean, you can get just really freaky with all of this, but I'm telling you, every day I see people, and the miracle that comes with every kind of disease. I don't want to name them on here so I don't get in trouble, but every kind of disease we find these toxins accumulate. If I can identify, I can train you to identify which toxin is in the body, you get rid of it, your body will regenerate. Period, end of story. It's that simple. You don't need expensive surgeries and hospitals and all of that.